Blessings, everyone. All right, I've been, going at this all day, just going around in my head how I was going to put all of this in and get it done, but I really haven't come out with a clear answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to explain to you that what I'm about to talk about in this part of the video about the dream, there's going to be some people involved that you're going to look at, and I want you to really see beyond the name or the people that you will that you know. I would really want to do what I want to do here is I just want to talk about the spirit. I want to talk about the spiritual warfare that we're in and what we're looking at. Now, in the spiritual realm, when I speak of the valley, I'm thinking of when I'm going down, the mountain, I'm thinking Ottawa, as of Moses and Joshua coming down the mountain and seeing the people and the calf and all the lawlessness that's going on there. And when in Woe to Ariel, where they speak of, the fire and thunder and all of these things that take place is no different than what happened with Moses and Joshua, what they saw as they were descending, where Joshua says, I hear war in the camp, and Moses replies that he hears singing in the camp. And again, as we're coming down, I'm looking at this lawlessness, and these are the on the spiritual things of it, the angle that I'm coming from. I'm not looking at it on the scriptural, factual, to the letter. I am talking to you in spirit. In spirit. I am going to say spiritually speaking. When I speak of the valley, I'm saying Ottawa, but spiritually speaking, what I'm seeing as an overall picture across the board, not just in one place, but the beginning, a spot to begin looking. And it was pretty interesting in the things that I picked up when I was looking in the valley, especially when we were dealing with, the supernatural things, how it all pulled me in, I'm a trucker's daughter, my brother's a tow truck driver, Pat King having the same mannerism as my brother, who drives tow truck. Seriously, I mean, it was just pulling me right in. Memories of me and my childhood with my father, and oh man, it was pulling me in. But we'll get to that. So right now it's about spirit and the spiritual battle. Now I'm going to give a testimony of Jesus, and this testimony is the testimony I'd like everybody to have like a foundation to stand on when you're hearing me talk about the things that I'd seen and heard through all of this. Okay, so here again, it is not about the person. It's about the spirit that is moving, the spirit that's in between, that's moving in the midst. Okay? Because everyone that I'm going to mention here has no idea what part they are playing at the time until now, until I pull this together. Okay. So the testimony that I wanted to give here for the foundation is the testimony when I was in my early 20s, and I was being beaten up pretty bad. I was healing. I was dealing with incest, and it was bad, and it was a dark place. It was a dark time. I remember the feeling of, when I went through all of that in my childhood, looking back at it, it was as though it was God carrying me through all of those things that I had experienced, showing me as I was watching and observing, not being touched with the emotion of it, not being hurt by any of it, and that like being carried through all of it. Okay. And then he put me down, and as he put me down, this was telling me, now you are established, you have received everything you have asked for, and now he has put me down. And as he was putting me down, it was like I was being tapped into every emotion. That emotion was so intense. It was like in every fiber of my being. I felt like I was being punished. I didn't know what to do with what emotion. I was like a crazy woman. Yeah. So I knew the difference of being carried and then being put down and being established, and knowing that the emotions had a lot to do with every fiber of your being, and how out of control. And when you spin out of control. You can feel the energy. You can feel the tingling going all the way up your legs, up your body, up. You feel like your head is going to explode. Not good. I did not like that. I did not like that feeling at all. It was like that. Gotta go, gotta run. Yeah, no, didn't like that. Right outside your peace. You have no idea what just happened and what was said. You have to now stand there and you gotta think about it. No. When I was tapped into every emotion of and every fiber of my being, I really felt abandoned. So now I'm getting hit, with my husband's family because they can't stand me. They just knew my name and that was it. The door was slammed. I mean, that was it. And they played their games, and the games that the family would play, one against the other, and oh, this one got the Christmas gift, this one didn't, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was just ridiculous, right? But it was very evil because of the way it was always being played out. And I just remember thanking Jesus, that I was not like that, that I was on the winning side. I was on the right side. I really did, because I didn't have that evilness that would hurt somebody like that, or want to hurt somebody's feelings that I didn't even know, that I didn't even sit at the table with, and to turn around and spit things out like that. I could not do that. That was evil to me. That was just terrible. Okay. And so I started to learn, discern. So one day it was so bad. The family was coming at me. My husband was coming at me. So one day I was laying on the couch, and I was talking to Jesus, and I told him, I just said, Jesus, why? Like, I don't understand. I asked him, like, they don't know me. They've never sat at the table. They don't know how many siblings I have. They don't know me at all. How can they be so comfortable in saying what they say to me, and don't know me? How is that possible, that they know something about me that is so deep that it had me spin out of control, you know? And that's when I heard Jesus from behind say, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Now I heard him from behind and in my ear. I didn't feel any shock waves. I didn't feel any jolts. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel no presence whatsoever. All I heard was his voice. And then he gave me 3 visions. And these visions, like today, are one prophecy. And that prophecy was the passing of my brother David at the age of 29 of cancer. Isn't that something? as I said it, the city where David dwelt, Isaiah 29. Wow. Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. Okay. So this is where it started for me, where I started to learn about what the Spirit was saying through the people when the people didn't realize what it was that they were saying at the time. And it's no different than when you have to look back and say, wow, I didn't know what that meant until now, or that's why I did what I did. I didn't realize it at the time. Or you get that where we've been on both sides of this, where you say, I never would have said that. That's just right out of my character. Well, this is where that doubt, this is where it slips in. Okay, so we need to be very careful and question the Spirit within at all times. And when you find yourself in an error and there is a breach, you need to right away recognize it, acknowledge it, then get rid of it. Let it go. Luke 9:55. But he turned and rebuked them and said, Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. It was Elijah. Sorry, did I say Isaiah? I think I said Isaiah, didn't I? Okay, yeah, Elijah. All right. So, but he turned and rebuked them and said, Ye knew not what manner of spirit ye are of. So this is, again, we got to be very, very, very careful. Okay. So when there was a part where I received something from Jean, I received a link from Jonathan Nolan to Jean about this whole thing about Jonathan Clark being very upset about this magazine, but we couldn't figure out why he would be upset about something like that, that would take his, that he'd be so aggressive towards it. It would be very intense to him that this would actually, take down his video. And so it was very interesting for me. This is something that I had to go back, and I realized that I knew what I was looking at. I was knowing and seeing that there was a spirit that was working through him. I knew that there was something happening, that he was sideswiped right there. Like he just realized he has no idea. So I'm going to get to that. But again, I'm going to show how nobody knew what was going on until the very end of this. Okay? So again, that's what I'm saying. We got to be very careful. So okay.